God is love, and in order to know how to love somebody properly, you need to know him. So he needs to be first and foremost in your life. Hey guys, I'm Alex.
And it is I.
Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome to another video. I'm gonna ask you the question. Am I really the one for you? Do you think I'm really the one for you?
Yeah, we had a pretty interesting conversation last night about
Yes.
soulmates and stuff like that. So
Yes.
I thought that it would be kind of fun to discuss that, if whether you guys believe in soulmates or not. You might have a different view from me, which is cool. You drop them down below and then you can totally argue with me about that. That's fine. This is just my opinion, so I thought I would talk a little bit about that.
We had our midnight conversation.
Very late into the night.
Yes, I love it when we have those conversations.
I don't love it so much because I need to sleep.
I know, I need to sleep too, but before we fall asleep, I'm like, love, am I really the one? It's like we've been married for 7 years, and I'm like, love.
At 1 o'clock in the morning.
Or questions like, love, why do most relationships fail? Love,
All the time.
why do you love me? Love, I want to talk to you about these things. Maybe next time, not at 1 o'clock, not at 12, maybe during the day.
I hope.
So, am I really the one? You mentioned about soulmates. So, do you believe in soulmates? Like, do you think I am your soulmate?
I don't actually believe in soulmates. I think that human beings are capable of change. So you're able to become, I think most people are quite flexible in terms of their relationships in general. So I think that you're able to change and become the type of person that people would be happy to be with. So I don't think there's just one person out there for you. I think that would be depressing because statistically, it's unlikely that you're ever going to meet them. But that's why I do think that soulmates as a concept, it's a nice thing to think about, but I don't believe that it's a real thing. I just think that there are lots of people that I get along with really well, that I can be friends with, and that can develop into something deeper and become real, and so I think that it's also nicer to think that there are lots of potential, I would say, kind of soulmates for people, because you never know whether or not your friendship is going to blossom into something like that. That's just my thoughts on the matter. I think anybody can become your soulmate if they're willing to learn and grow, and that their foundation is fundamentally focused on Christ, on God. I think that's the biggest thing that makes a difference as to whether or not you're going to be happy in your relationship. So I think if that's kind of there, if the foundation is there, then you will generally be fine. You'll be okay, because as I mentioned to my wife before, God is love, and in order to know how to love somebody properly, you need to know him. So he needs to be first and foremost in your life before anything else. And once that's the case, the Bible speaks about the fruits of the Spirit and what a Christian should embody. So I think that it's a good recipe, Not only that, but it also speaks about what love is. Being patient and kind, and being slow to anger, not keeping a record of their wrongs, which is super important. Not always bringing up the past and reminding them of their failures. So I think once you have that foundation, then I think things become smoother. And then I think there are basically two things that you need to do, which is follow him and trust in him and serve him to the best of your ability, and then put the other person, their needs ahead of your own. I think that's the biggest thing. If two people can do that, then I don't see why you would ever. You'd have bad days, but I don't think that your relationship would fail because it's built on something so strong. So that's kind of my perspective on that.
So you don't believe I was the one?
You are the one now.
Yeah,
So
I know. I'm wondering sometimes, is there somebody else that was meant? Or do you think God really intended for us to be together?
I think that because we are free agents, we have free will. That I think God is smart enough to allow for multiple possibilities to happen, depending on whether or not you serve Him. I like, because you have the freedom to choose, you have the freedom to do the wrong thing as well, and it's gonna lead you to people and places that He doesn't intend you to be in. So that being said, I think that if you turn around, if you want to turn your life around in that place, that maybe there wasn't the person that He might have wanted for you at that time, but there's another one. That's why I think it's good not to think of there as only being one person in your life as that could make you happy. But yeah, I think that He would put people in your life that could serve the same purpose, and that's why I think, people are all different and they all have positive attributes. So I don't think personally that there's only one person out there for you. I think that at any time there may be somebody around you that, should you choose to serve God and should you choose to follow, His teachings, that He could put you into a relationship that is right for you. But your mindset needs to be changed, because you can do a lot of damage if you're not careful.
When we decided, to be together, I gave my heart to Him. I really gave my heart to God. That's probably why, and not just probably, but I think that's why, our relationship, although it's not perfect, it's like God made it perfect, right? Because God knows that I serve Him, I love Him, so He has given me this love in my heart to also, to share it with you, because He knows that He is there in our hearts. Right?
I think God makes you into the soulmate that the other person wants you to be. I think that's kind of like the best way of explaining it. It's like, you might not be initially, but if the two of you trust in Him and grow your relationship with Him at the center, then you both just become each other's soulmates over time. Like, He works a change in you and you become that.
That's a beautiful thing to think about it, because if you decide it in your heart, God gives it, God provides it, and there you go, happiness in your life together with your spouse.
Well, He wants you to be happy.
Yeah, that's why it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to think about, because that is what He wants us to have in our lives here on earth before we go to heaven. He wants us to have this little heaven on earth, like people, what people say, right? So yeah, thank you. That was very interesting.
Yeah, that was our late conversation.
It was different.
We just thought we would share that with you.
It was related, but we have a different kind of conversation now, right? Like, it wasn't this exact conversation. So that was it for our video today. And my husband said that he doesn't believe in soulmate, but
you can become each other's soulmates.
Yes,
you can become. So I do kind of believe in it. But
you decide to be the one
not in the classical sense,
Not in the
the
classical.
traditional sense.
You decide to be the one. When you are in a relationship, you work on it, serve God, and put Him in your heart. Like, really love Him, and He will give you the love in your heart that you want, that
Lots
you
of
need.
love in the heart.
That you need. Thank you so much for watching this video. And yeah, we hope that you will have a good weekend. Thank you once again. See you again next time.
Bye.